Hi and welcome to another episode of Toby's Barbecue Corner. It's time to use the cast iron skillet again. We're making shakshuka. Now what you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for our shakshuka. Now, we need a bell pepper, we need an onion, we need some olive oil, you need some canned tomatoes. Now you can use 1 can or 2 cans depending on how much you want to make. You need a couple of eggs, you need some spices as well, and you can really spice it up as much as you want, but for today's purpose we're going to be using ground cumin, paprika powder, as well as chili powder, some salt, pepper, some chives. You can use a ciabatta later on. I'm going to use a baguette, as well as I'm going to make this a meat dish. So obviously without this would be a meatless dish, but this is a meat dish. So we're going to use some salsiccia, which I always think goes really well. And you should never do shakshuka without garlic. And I'm going to use 4 cloves of garlic simply because I love garlic. Alright, let's start cutting. Because it's actually quite a few ingredients, we're going to be using 2 cast iron skillets simply because of the size, but obviously you can use 1 as well. Now I've separated the onions as well as the paprika prior, so I halved it, and we're going to start off with some olive oil in the pan. It's actually medium heat, so don't go too hot on it. We have to turn it down just a little bit, because obviously we want to release all these flavors. We don't want to burn anything. But as you can see, it's already sizzling, so let's throw it in. Use a wooden spoon and make sure we give them their first little bit of color. Now this will take roughly 12 to 15 minutes, and just make sure that you don't have it too hot, because then obviously you will burn it too quickly, but if you watch your temperature you don't actually have to hover over it too much. The first 12 minutes are up. Now it's time for our spices as well as the meat. So first in with the meat, and I think the the onions as well as the bell peppers have gotten some good color, so we're going to mix that in as well. And then with the spices you can go as spicy or as little spicy as you want. Now because we have our boys eating with us, I'm going to go easy on it. But obviously rate your fridge, whatever you want to use, but personally for me, the ground cumin as well as the paprika as well as a little bit of chili powder really work wonders, and obviously you always have to have garlic with that dish. Now I roughly chopped up the garlic simply because I think it releases the flavors best that way. Mix that in, make sure you have medium temperature all the way around. There you go, and then you're going to be using 2 teaspoons of cumin, so 1 each. You're going to be using 1 teaspoon of paprika, so again half each. There we go. And then with the chili as well, half a teaspoon per side. Obviously, you cannot go wrong with some freshly ground black pepper. And a little bit of salt to taste. Give that, all of that a good stir, and then we're going to let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. And obviously everything that I do outside on the barbecue you can do inside, in your oven or on your stovetop. But let me tell you guys, it already smells very, very nice. The garlic is already coming through, and obviously the onions and the bell peppers as well as the cumin are doing their thing. 3 minutes are up. The meat has already gotten some color, so we're going to throw in our chives. Now you can use anything you want. You can use cilantro or coriander, you know, you can, yeah, anything you really want. So we're going to throw that in as well. Going to mix it up, and then we're going to move on to our tomatoes. Now with the tomatoes, what you want to do is when you have your can, just pour off a little bit of that excess liquid, because sometimes it is actually quite a bit of liquid inside before you pour it in, but this one's actually quite okay. Because obviously you don't want to have too much liquid in there. You want to make sure that you get all the flavors. And with this can I had a little bit of an accident when opening, as you can tell, but it will work fine as well. There we go. You can hear it bubbling and sizzling, so obviously give that a good mix and a good stir, and then we're going to bring it to a boil, which we have already, and then we're going to simmer it for roughly 20 minutes, and by that time the meat will be thoroughly cooked as well. 20 minutes are up. The liquid has reduced quite a bit, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a ladle, and we're going to create a little bit of an indentation in here, like that. And then we crack an egg and we pour it into that indentation. Now we're going to do that with all 6 eggs, and then we're going to cook it until the whites have set, which is about 12 to 15 minutes. Now you can use any egg size you like. I think size L is best, so these 5 were size L, this one was a size M, so let's see how that turns out. And as I said, 12 to 15 minutes until the egg whites have set, and then we're going to take it off. 12 minutes later, this is what it looks like. Doesn't that look delicious? So we're going to take it off. We're going to set it to the side, and we're going to take care of our bread. And what we're going to do with our bread is we're just going to throw it on quickly, and I put on some olive oil. So we're going to put the side with the olive oil down. We're going to give it a bit of a sear, crispen it up, and then we're going to eat. Right guys, the shakshuka is ready, the bread is ready. One thing left to do, just take a little bit of your chives or your cilantro, whatever you want to use, and sprinkled it right on top. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? So, as I usually say, we're gonna dig in now. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that quick video about the shakshuka. And now, if your cast iron skillet looks like this after you're done eating, you know your family enjoyed it. So if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up. Head over to that subscribe button for more great videos to come. And I hope to see you soon again at Toby's Barbecue Corner.